From a young alcoholic, tire shop employee, to one of the most iconic strikers in the history of combat sports, with an impressive track record and wins over some of the most dominant champions in 2 different combat sports and 2 weight divisions, lost his first pro MMA fight with a rear naked choke, but won his UFC debut with a spectacular flying knee knockout and a performance of the night bonus. Welcome, fight fans! MMA Station is here to bring you another epic combat story. Have you noticed that some fighters have the special aura, the stunning look, which is a clear sign that something impressive is gonna happen? Well, stay tuned and get ready to see one of the best, Alex Poatan Pereira, and his most brutal knockouts. Alex Pereira grew up near a favela in Sao Paulo, Brazil. His father came from the northern parts of Brazil to look for work and a better life. Meeting Pereira's mother, they had 7 children, and Alex was the third. His father's construction worker wage meant he had to live in difficult conditions. School wasn't something he felt inclined to pursue, and at the age of 12, he began working at a tire shop where he spent hours moving tires coated in oil and grime. The tire shop's culture introduced him to alcohol, and by the age of 16, he was a full-blown alcoholic. However, at 21 years of age, he made a decision that would change his life forever. He stepped into a kickboxing gym. Pereira's early amateur days were marked by a relentless pursuit of knockout victories, with a remarkable record of 25 wins in his amateur career, every single one achieved by a knockout. It was clear that Pereira possessed a natural talent for finishing fights. At this point, he earned his iconic nickname given to him by his kickboxing coach, Poatan, which means stone hands in the Tupi language. He humorously recalls that the 3 so-called losses on his record were merely judges giving credit to opponents who managed to endure his relentless onslaught. The turning point came when he clinched the national championships in his weight class, a moment that his coaches highlighted as the beginning of a promising career in the sport. Pereira made a life-altering decision to give up drinking, leading to a challenging journey through withdrawal. However, his dedication paid off, and he replaced alcohol with kickboxing. His transition to professional fighting was inevitable, since no amateurs were willing to step into the ring with him. In the professional ranks, Pereira continued his knockout spree, except now he was earning a paycheck for every devastating victory. Later on, he moved on to MMA, keeping the same pace, beating the best in the sport, and showing his outstanding striking and kicking prowess. Let's see some of his most impressive performances, ending up in the most devastating way possible for his opponents. The first one on the list is against the former UFC champion Israel Adesanya in a kickboxing match in 2017. The showdown took place at Glory of Heroes 7. Pereira, at that time, was already a Glory middleweight champion. Both fighters were coming off losses, and this bout was a crucial moment in their careers. As the third and final round began, Adesanya had a clear advantage, and Pereira was staring at a second consecutive loss. To overcome the scorecards, he needed at least 2 knockdowns or a miraculous knockout against a fighter who had never been knocked out in his 90-fight career. Pereira adopted a more aggressive approach, creating opportunities while exposing himself to counterattacks. In a dramatic turn of events, Pereira sized up his chance. In the final exchange, Adesanya attempted a counter with the left cross from a southpaw stance. Pereira, however, slipped the shot and landed a perfect left hook inside Adesanya's guard from the orthodox stance, sending Adesanya crashing into the canvas for the first time in his professional career. This fight showcased high-level technique, exhilarating exchanges, and a career-defining knockout. It's no wonder that Pereira's third-round knockout against Adesanya was awarded the 2017 Combat Press Kickboxing Fight of the Year. Next up is his historic match against Donaghy Abena for his second Glory title. After successfully defending his middleweight title 4 consecutive times, Alex Pereira had his sights set on a huge achievement in Glory kickboxing. He aimed to become the first fighter in Glory history to hold 2 titles simultaneously. The opportunity for this double crown came in the form of the interim light heavyweight title, and his challenger was none other than Donaghy Abena from Suriname. Pereira dominated his opponent during the whole entire fight. However, it culminated in the third round when Pereira unleashed his signature left hook. The punch connected, and Adesanya found himself sprawled face down on the canvas and unable to continue. This victory was significant, not only because of his dominance, but also because Adesanya had recently given the reigning light heavyweight champion, Artem Vaitov, a very tough fight in a razor-close loss. Pereira's successful move up in weight class and acquisition of the light heavyweight title added another layer of accomplishment to his already impressive career. Third on the list, we have his final fight in WGP, defending his title against Maicon Silva. Throughout his career, Alex Pereira has consistently demonstrated the sheer effectiveness of his left hook, and his fight against Maicon Silva was no exception. The entire bout showcased Pereira's exceptional striking skills as he overwhelmed his opponent with a relentless barrage of powerful punches. Pereira's precision and power were evident in every exchange. In a pivotal moment during the fight, after a brief exchange, Silva managed to land a left hook on Pereira after receiving a knee. However, Pereira, displaying his resilience and knockout ability, swiftly retaliated with his own left hook. The impact was devastating, instantly putting Silva to sleep. For the next one, we are once again going back to the time after he became the first Glory Double Champion. He opted to defend his middleweight title one last time, facing Ertugrul Bayrak. Throughout the first round of their encounter, Pereira's incredible punching power proved too much for Bayrak to handle. As the round drew to a close, it seemed like a clear win for Pereira, but just as the bell for the end of the first round sounded, Pereira unleashed his signature left hook. This single punch was devastating, knocking Bayrak out cold. Pereira's remarkable left hook to the chin had ended the fight and earned him his fifth and final middleweight title defense. It was a fitting culmination to his incredible run as a middleweight champion. With this victory, Pereira had solidified his reputation as a dominant force in kickboxing. Probably the second most brutal knockout in Pereira's career is flying knee against Jason Wilness. The previous encounters had seen Wilness emerge victorious on both occasions, and he was the first to finish Pereira, a feat matched only by Artur Kashenko. It was inevitable that these two warriors would clash once again, offering Pereira the perfect opportunity to overturn the narrative of the rivalry. Before the match, Wilness scolded Pereira, claiming that he is not a real kickboxer, but more of a boxer who competes in kickboxing. From the moment the fight began, Pereira displayed an unwavering determination to make up for his previous losses to Wilness. Likely due to Wilness previously claiming he is not a real kickboxer, Pereira came out much flashier than usual, landing multiple classic kickboxing moves. In the first round, when Wilness went for a low kick, Poatan countered with a high kick, landing it, despite his opponent trying to block the kick with his hands. After that, to finish his longtime rival, he throws a flying knee, knocking him clean out. This win not only secured his legacy as a dominant champion, but also represented his fourth consecutive successful title defense, affirming his status as a force to be reckoned with in the realm of kickboxing. The cherry on the cake, however, is Pereira's MMA debut at UFC 268. Usman vs. Covington 2. The Poatan managed to steal the hype that night and showcase that he would be a dominant force in the UFC octagon. He fought the experienced MMA fighter Andreas Miailidis. Knowing Pereira's background, he immediately shot for the legs in the first round and managed to keep Pereira down on the ground. Alex and his team did what was needed in the break, and a few seconds after the beginning of the second round, after using a small mistake in the movement of Miailidis' front leg, the Poatan jumped and landed a devastating left knee right in his opponent's head, turning a switch off, which made the arena erupt. What an epic start in the UFC octagon, and a performance of the night bonus in the pocket. Since his UFC debut, Alex Poatan Pereira has managed to beat 3 UFC champions in 2 weight divisions, and it's possible he might not stop there. And that wraps up another fight story with MMA Station. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Thank you for joining us on this incredible ride. Until next time, stay hungry, stay passionate, and keep supporting the world of combat sports.